Hello and welcome to today's yoga practice. My name is Maggie Lyster and I'm a professional cyclist, tag coach, and registered yoga teacher in training. And I'm here to guide you through today's practice that will focus mostly on shoulders and upper body, but like all yoga classes, you end up touching on everything. So I hope you enjoy, and throughout the practice, if anything hurts or feels uncomfortable or just wrong, back it off. I will show some different variations for poses, and you can always come back just to child's pose and settle in there until we move to another pose. So let's get started. So we're going to start just on our knees in what we call hero's pose. If this is too much, you can always grab a blanket or a pillow to put under your knees if it hurts a bit. Just start here, hands on your legs. Sit up tall. Let's just take some deep breaths. Inhale into your belly and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just roll your shoulders back. Just bringing down your energy from whatever busy morning or afternoon you had, or the last training session you did. Introducing some calm into your practice. Two more breaths. One more. And you can blink your eyes open. Let's just take some shoulder rolls. So just roll them. You can get your arms into it. Start warming up through the shoulders. Work out all those snaps and pops and go the other way. Two more circles. Now let's just extend our hands up beside our ears. Bring your body up tall and drop your left arm to your side. Let's just bend into that. Take a nice side bend. You can bend your left arm a little bit. Stretch through the right side of your body. And look up towards that right arm. Get a bit of a neck stretch. Breathe into it. And back up to center. And drop your right arm. Bend into that elbow. Just bend over towards that side. Get a nice stretch through the left side of your body. Look up towards that left arm. One more breath here. Let's bring both hands up. When you're ready, just take a twist. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg, right arm behind you, and then just look over that right shoulder. Come back up, arms up by your ears, and over to the left. Really try to twist from your belly button, so not just cranking your upper body around, but your whole torso. One more each side. One more. Over to the left. Just feel a nice gentle stretch through your back. And back to center. Let's roll through onto our hands and knees. Just take a minute here. Find your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Nice flat back. Long through the neck. And we'll roll through some cat-cow poses. So for cow, arch through your back, chest forward, look up, tailbone back. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, drop your belly, chest forward. Exhale, round through the spine. 2 more. Inhale, chest forward, head up. Exhale, round through your spine. 1 more. Inhale, into cow. Exhale, into cat. Then back to neutral. Let's just rock it side to side. And take some circles. Sink your hips back, come forward. Getting a bit into those hips, also through your shoulders. Just warming up through the body. And other way. One more circle. I'm just going to turn so you can see me from this direction. We're going to take your right arm out to the side and then thread it under. Come and rest your head on the ground. That might be too far for you. You might just be here. Still feel that stretch. But if you can rest your head on the ground, you can even walk your fingers out. Just feel that stretch through your shoulder. Just breathe into that shoulder. One more breath. Walk your fingers back. Back into tabletop. Left arm out to the side. And thread it under. Sinking down. You can walk your right hand out. For a bit more of a stretch, you can continue to walk that left hand out to the side. Come further down onto your shoulder. One more breath here. Let's come back up to center. And sink back into child's pose. Keep your arms active, so keep your elbows off the ground. Keep pushing through your fingertips to help sink your hips back. And then walk your hands over to the right hand side. You can bring your left hand on top of your right. And just feel that stretch and length through the left side of your body. Breathe into it. One more breath. Keep sinking your hips back. So you kind of have a pull happening at both ends of your body. And then walk your hands back to the center and over to the left side. Again, you can bring that right hand over top of that left. It'll just help to deepen the stretch. Open up through the right side of the body. Try to keep your hips centered and sinking back. Two more breaths here. Try to convince your muscles to relax. And you do that by breathing. You don't need to talk to your muscles. and convince them that way. Unless you want to, of course. One more breath. And let's walk back to center. Come up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes and sink your hips back into downward dog. So just find your downward dog here. You might need to walk your stance out. You might need to shorten it. The key with downward dog is your goal is to try to get your heels flat, but really you need to work with your own flexibility. So to get a proper pose, if your hamstrings are tight, really bend your knees, sink your belly back. Try to touch your belly and your thighs. That'll help keep your back straight and long. Just help with an alignment. And you can walk your heels towards the ground, straightening through one leg, then the other. Then slide forward to plank. Hold here. Drop your shoulders, engage your core. Try to stay long through your spine. Think of a long line from the top of your head to your heels. Then we're going to sink towards the ground. You can always drop your knees for this. Come down. Hands by the side of your rib cage. And inhale, come up to cobra. Hold here, just lifting your chest off the ground. Exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes, engage your core, and push back up to plank and back to down dog. Now look towards your hands. And you can walk or you can bend your knees and jump up towards your hands. And then just take a forward fold. So again, tight hamstrings, really bend your knees. It's totally fine to have your knees bent in these positions. We don't want them straight and locked like that. Hold on to either elbows. And just sway side to side. You can nod your head yes and no. Just releasing through the neck. And inhale, bring your back up to flat. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, your arms overhead. And come into mountain pose for a second. Breathe here. Ready, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to halfway. We're moving through what we call sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bend your knees, and step back to plank. Inhale, lower down to the belly. Exhale. Inhale, come up to cobra. Chest up. Exhale, back down. Tuck your toes, engage the core, push back to plank, and all the way back to down dog. Look forward, walk or hop your knee, or hop forward to your forward fold. Come up to halfway. Lower down. Take a moment here. You can hold on to your ankles. You can take your hands, clasped overhead to release those shoulders. Many options. Just do what feels right. When you're ready, let's come up to standing. Take a slight back bend here. and back to mountain. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, reverse swan dive down. Inhale, up to halfway. Exhale, bend your legs, plant your hands. And last time, back to plank. Drop down towards your belly. Inhale, up to cobra. You might be able to come up a little bit further this time. Keep your elbows in at your sides. Exhale, back down. Tuck your toes, engage your core, push up into plank, and downward dog. When you're ready, let's sink our knees down, come back down to our knees. Sit back. We're going to come into camel pose. So there's many variations here. So like I said at the beginning of class, don't push yourself to the point where anything hurts. If something starts hurting, just back up. Let's come up onto our knees. If this is hard on your knees, use a blanket. You can even fold your mat under. Let's just align our hips over our knees. Bring your hands to your lower back. And inhale, open up through the chest. Now this might be as far as you go. On days when my back's really tight, this is as far as I get. And I just stay here and I breathe. And let's come back up. Sink down. Counter pose in child's pose. Just for a second. Then we're going to come back up. And again, hands to your lower back. Engage your glutes. Chest up and back. Take a back bend here. Now if you want to go further and you have the flexibility, tuck your toes and you can bring one hand down to meet your heel and then the other hand. Just really keep your glutes engaged. Keep pushing forward to protect the lower back. And just stay here, breathe into it. One more breath. When you're ready, let's bring your hands back to your lower back. Come up to tall pose. Untuck your toes. Sit down and sink back to child's pose. Just relax into it. Feel that nice counter stretch. And we're going to untuck our mat. Cross your ankles. Come into a seated pose. This is what we call staff pose. Sit up tall for a minute. Really stretch up. And then forward fold. Again, like earlier, bend your knees, connect your belly and your thighs. Start with a straight back, and then fold into it. Breathe here. And you might get only as far as here, and that's okay. Hold on to wherever you can reach. If you can go flat hands over here, then do it. But don't push yourself to the point where it hurts. And when you're ready, roll back up. Come up tall. You're going to bend her right leg to meet the inside of that left thigh. Inhale your arms up and exhale. Fold over that left leg. You might need to bend through the leg. That's okay. Try to sink your chest down, your chest, your forehead down to meet your knee. And an option here, you can bring your right hand behind you, roll up onto your legs, and into a back bend. Drop your head back to look towards the back of the room. If that's too much for you, just stay in the forward fold. And come back down. Stretch both legs out long. Shake through your legs. Let's bend through the left leg. Straighten through your right. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold over that right leg. Just a couple breaths here. Feel that nice stretch through your shoulders and your hamstring and your back. Like on the other side, option to stay here, or you can take your left arm behind you, keep your legs the way they are, just roll up into a back bend. Look towards the back of the room. Breathe into it. Just relax everything, heavy towards the ground. Come back down. Shake out your legs. Let's slide down onto our backs. Just tick-tock your legs side to side. Oh, get some nice clicks. Then straighten out your legs. Just take a minute in Shavasana. Feel the effects of the practice. Take some nice deep breaths. Just closing the practice. You can stay here as long as you like, but thank you for joining me in today's practice. Feel free to go back to any of the poses and sink a little deeper or try them out again. And I look forward to practicing with you again. Namaste.